Welcome back for another week, everybody. We are your favorite American football loving Canadians. He's Calvo, I'm Brooksee, and this is the NFLA. You can find us on socials, on Facebook, on Instagram at the NFLA. This is episode 14 of season 3, your weekly buffet of ball knowledge, nonsense, and two guys who still somehow have not been banned from talking about football publicly.
Never gonna stop us, but it's amazing what free speech allows you to do in this place.
That's right.
Love it.
We're into December finally, the last full month of the regular season.
Hmm.
Shit's coming down to the wire, buddy. It is getting exciting, but I don't know about you. Winter's here. Up here, we're getting dumped on with snow. Okay, with snow, everyone. We're getting all kinds of snow. But what about you? How's the snow looking down there?
It's kind of here, but kind of not. We got pounded for a couple days, and it kind of warmed up a little bit and disappeared. So not too bad down here, but it's sticking around a little bit longer. Normally by this point we're still green, so
Well, and see, like you say that, but I thought you guys were kind of in the snow belt right there, where you guys get like it's not super cold, but you get pounded with snow.
it's hit or miss. Like literally last year, we didn't even get snow until like 2 days before Christmas. So
Yeah, that's
it'll
true.
like snow in middle November, like it kind of did, and then it'll fizzle out, and then we just get rocked in like January, February.
I feel like every year I'm talking to you and you're golfing in November.
Yeah,
Most years
well,
still, yeah.
literally, I think the last day of golf down here was like November. I want to say the 22nd
That's wild.
or 23rd. I think yeah, one of those 2 days was the last day of golf.
It was easily a full month before that up here. That's crazy.
Well, I guess I know what you got to do. Move away from up there.
Move away from Northern Ontario, the Great White North. Yeah.
What's more important to you? Family, golf.
I think I'm gonna lean golf. I'll be right down.
Sure, man. I'll see if I can find an opening for you.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
Nice.
Sweet man. Well, I mean, we got a hell of a week to talk about. So what do you say we just jump right into it? Some week 13 recap.
Sure. Well, I don't think anybody wants to hear us talk about golf. So
Definitely
I,
not.
I don't really want to start with this game, but I need to get off my chest. I'm still
Oh,
so
yeah.
salty about it.
Yeah, me too, man.
How the hell does a 10.5 point favorite,
Yeah.
who's probably like the best team in the league right now, in the Los Angeles Rams, lose to Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers, who are 500, knocking us both out of a survivor pool? I'm just so damn salty. It took probably the worst game of the year from Matt Stafford to make this happen. Dude, Matty Stafford, you know I love you, bud. Why do you gotta do this to me?
We both picked the Rams too in our survivor pool. We had one
Ugh.
entry left, both of us, and now we're both out. We fucked it. And
You
it's
know what's
easy.
mess though?
Oh,
You
sorry.
tinkered. You tinkered to get to the Rams.
Yeah.
I almost tinkered to get off the Rams. It's like, no, no, no. Don't do this because this is how you're gonna lose.
And we both got stuck there
And
anyway.
we both got screwed.
I did honestly, I had the Jags in a good chunk of the week. I had Seattle in for a few days leading up to the weekend, and then yeah, Sunday morning I was like, you know what? No, I got to go with the Rams for whatever reason. And it's so easy to say after the fact. I had such
Oh
a
yeah.
funny feeling about this game. It's so funny. It's so easy to say that after the fact. Oh, you thought Carolina was going to win, of course. I actually thought that they'd. I had a feeling this was a weird trap game, and I thought, the Rams are due for a stinker. Carolina is going to get frisky. Sure enough, I went with the Rams anyway. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And now
So you
we're out.
picked him
I
anyways.
picked him anyway.
Great job, bud. Well,
Ugh,
one thing is for sure, this definitely shakes up the playoff picture quite a bit, especially
yeah.
in the NFC side. Well, obviously the NFC side, but man, Carolina pushing for first place. What is happening?
7-6, so they're half a game back then of the Bucks because the Bucks were 7-5 now, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So half a game back of the Bucks for first in the NFC South is wild. Where'd they come from?
I know. Well, with the Rams loss, though, it also
Mhm.
opened up the door for the Seahawks and Sam Darnold rolling back into Minnesota. Shouldn't have got rid of him. Hey, the Vikes. You got JJ McCarthy on the bench. Didn't go so hot. I think there's like 4 or 5 interceptions in this game for the Vikings. Seahawks absolutely rout the Vikings 26-0, essentially eliminating the Vikings from any sort of contention they may have had.
Max Brosmer comes in his first career start. What does he do? Throw 4 picks. No big deal.
Beauty.
It doesn't even the Seahawks didn't even let him score. Couldn't even
No.
couldn't even drive down for a field goal. The Vikings get absolutely shellacked. They get shut out 26-0. And yeah, I think they're 4-8 now, so season's over.
Nay, 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 Brosmer.
Nay, Brosner.
You know
And
what
it's
division? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, and it's wild now. The Seahawks win this game. They climb to 9-3. They've got 9 wins. There are three teams in the NFC West with 9 wins. Rams,
Unbelievable.
Rams, Seahawks, and Niners all with 9 wins. Of course, the Niners are a half game back because they're 9-4. They haven't had their bye week. They're having it this week.
Right.
So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, 9 wins apiece for
Remember,
three teams in the division. It's crazy.
remember when you thought that the 49ers were fraudulent and somehow with no defense, they're still getting it done?
I'm still not convinced they're not fraudulent. I don't know how they're winning all these games.
I mean, yeah, they're due for stinkers here and there, but man, another division though that's getting pretty crazy. Can we talk about the AFC South for a minute?
We thought for so long that Indy was just going to run away with this division. It looked like it. They were 7-1.
Sure look like it. Houston Texans, CJ Stroud coming back, and everyone's like, man, should they go back to him? Davis Mills has been lighting it up. Well, so is Daniel Jones. But Texans and
Yeah.
that defense went
Woo.
20-16, pulling off the upset in Indy. Dude, what's going to happen in this division? Like, there's what, 4 or 5 games left here, 5 games, and like it's a logjam.
The NFC West is exciting. The AFC South is also fucking exciting, dude. Houston 7-5. Indy falls to 8-4. The Jags won there at 8-4. So there's three teams within a game of each other. Houston, I can't believe what they're doing, but Stroud's back. That defense looks crazy good. They got the win here. The Colts are struggling. Houston looking to win that division.
It's
They have a good shot at it too. They might be the team playing the best football at the moment.
well, and truthfully, I think they have the best defense in that division for sure.
I would agree with that.
And if their offense can just get a little bit more healthy, then yeah, they're gonna do all right. You know what other teams doing pretty all right now? And I know it's got you a little nervous.
Oof.
The Dallas Cowboys don't look now, but them boys are streaking.
Yeah, they've won three in a row, 6-5-1, and they're on top of the world. You should see the discourse online amongst Dallas Cowboys fans. They're
I
acting
bet
like they've won the Super Bowl or like they've got the best record in the league right now. They're barely above 500, but they are rolling, and it scares me a little bit.
they are rolling. They remind me of that meme where the guy's celebrating on the bottom of the podium and just going nuts. But man,
Yeah,
there's something to be said though. Like 2 of their 3 wins are against the teams that went to the Super Bowl last year.
that's true.
And one like I mean the games were fairly close, but like they're looking pretty spicy, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And I mean, they've got me a little worried because we've got a date with them on Thursday night here coming up this week, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But man, the Cowboys are playing some inspired football right now and basically saying like Micah who? We don't need him.
Yeah.
We're just gonna
Well,
roll.
that's exactly it. Like we already knew they had a top five, probably top three offense in the league. Their defense was where they were having issues up until 3 weeks ago. And
Yeah,
over this win streak that they're on, their defense has looked good. Like they're playing some defense now. So yeah, I guess who needs Micah? Dallas looks good. It's scaring the shit out of me because I thought for sure the Eagles would have this division wrapped up by now, and it's looking dicey again.
right. Well, I think what's lovely about this though is they handed the Chiefs another loss.
Yes, that was
And
nice to see.
it might only be inevitable, bud. Like it might be the next week or two, and the Chiefs are fully eliminated from the playoffs. Like especially if they lose to Houston this week, like anybody that they're chasing for the wild card, they've lost to. So
Yep.
like you don't even have that in your back pocket to say, well, we already beat them. We're gonna have the tiebreaker. It ain't happening.
Yeah, there are. It's basically an extra game back.
Yeah,
And they're 4 games back in the division right now with Denver winning and going to 10-2. KC's 4 games back. That there's no chance that they win the division this year.
no. So you're relying on that wild card, and it's not looking good for you.
Like they would have to go 5-0 over their last five, and Denver would have to lose out, and we know that's not going to happen. So
Right. Well, as we've kind of just preluded to, like there's kind of 3 divisions right now where there's 3 teams in those divisions that could easily get the top seed, the wild card. Like even if you look at the Bears right now, like they play Green Bay this week coming up, and maybe we'll talk about this in a little bit, but they win that game, they're in first. They lose that game, they're in seventh.
yeah,
So it's like this jockeying is all over the place. And which kind of brings me to my next point. We just talked about the AFC South. Well, the Jaguars keep rolling too. And with Indy
yeah,
losing, Jaguars are now in first place in that division.
yeah.
And you still got the Texans on your trail too. So like there's no room for error in these next 5 games. Like it's insane.
No, the only teams with a little bit of room for error are the Patriots and the Broncos atop the AFC because the records are so good, but everyone else
Pretty
is like the
much.
NFC. I think there's 6 teams that are still legitimately in the running for the number 1 seed.
Absolutely.
It's crazy, the parity and just the very very little wiggle room. If you lose 1 or 2 games, you're right out of it.
I feel like last year we were talking about this a lot, and I feel like this year's even harder.
Yeah,
Like I don't know if it's just the way the schedules have lined up. Some of these shitty teams are starting to get good now,
yeah.
but man, it's kind of fun but frustrating to watch at the same time. It's fun if you're not on the like, you know, betting side of things.
That's it. Yeah.
If you're on the analyst side of things, it's a lot of fun because it's like, man, every week we can change things up. You're not just talking about the same 4 or 5 teams every week because you have a team like the Panthers that upsets the Rams, or the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. And like, man, it's awesome. What can you say? It's awesome.
As purely an observer of football, yeah, exactly. If you have no skin in the game, football's great to watch this year. The new teams that are jumping into being relevant, right? Like it's so nice to see the Chiefs not there for a change, and the Ravens, and like I'll even the Eagles. Like as much as I want the Eagles to succeed, they're not at the top anymore, and the Lions have fallen out of favor. And it's teams like the Patriots who have been shit for years,
Mhm.
and the Bears, and the Broncos. The Broncos now Broncos obviously made the playoffs last year. They were pretty decent, but they haven't
Yep.
been really good in a while. And so it's just
Hmm.
kind of nice to see. Like it feels like fresh blood in the NFL, right? It's a little bit more exciting to watch
For
than
sure.
watching those same teams do it every year.
Right. What also makes things exciting is when teams finally get their best players back, right?
Yeah.
And this week on Thursday night, everybody got treated to Joe Burrow coming back, but some would say a little bit early. And we questioned it last week, saying, okay, why are they bringing him back? They've got no shot at this.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? They beat the Ravens,
Yeah,
the
they did.
Steelers lose,
Convincingly, too.
and now there's some crazy mathematical situation that the Bengals could actually finish in first in their division and make the playoffs. Are you kidding me?
It's wild, but it's a weak division, and you got to take
Yeah.
advantage if you have a chance. Yeah, they're two games back of the division lead. It's crazy. And they smoked the Ravens too, 32 to 14. So that's a what? That's a 3-score victory. Wasn't even
Yeah.
close.
With a healthy Ravens team. So,
And we just talked about the Jaguars fighting their way back into first in that division that seemed kind of out of reach all year. The Ravens just did that exact thing, winning 5 in a row to take first place back from the Steelers in the division, and then they blow this game to the Bengals, who were chasing them in the division. So it's like any team can win any given Sunday, right? And we've said
right.
that kind of a lot more this year than I think we ever have.
Yeah. And like I know I've gone on the record and I still don't think the Bengals are that great. Obviously their defensive woes will be the be all end all for them.
Hmm.
And but I mean Joe Burrow was impressive. And
He was.
I don't think I've ever shied away from saying how good Joe Burrow actually is. But just the defense can never do anything. Well, Baltimore coughed it up 5 times in this. This might be the best defensive game that the Bengals have played in probably 3 years.
I remember in the group chat while we were watching that game, I remember commenting something along the lines of that elite Bengals D that we've been talking about all year.
Right, man.
Oh man, they
But
looked really
yeah,
good. It was clearly their best game. A
but I mean,
couple takeaways.
even with missing T Higgins in this, like Bengals offense put up 364 passing yards. So Joe Burrow just coming back in fine form. So if you're the rest of the AFC, especially in the North, you might want to watch out. Don't take them lightly.
Ravens didn't do themselves any favors. They turned the ball over 5 times, but yeah, like it's that efficiency finally from the Cincinnati offense that you kind of saw Flacco, put up numbers, but he's not the most efficient. He's not the most, mobile guy out there. So it's nice to see Burrow back, and I really think that, they wouldn't have brought him back if they didn't think that he had a chance to propel this team into the playoffs, somehow squeak in.
Yeah, well, he said if he's healthy, he's going to play because he
Yeah,
gets paid a lot of money to play a game
to
with
play
his
a kid's
friends.
game. That's right. Yeah.
And you know what? Kudos to you, Joe.
Yeah.
Respect the hell out of it. And you know what though? Sometimes you win big, sometimes you barely scrape by. And it feels like that's all the Broncos have been doing this year is just barely scraping by. But hey, there's no pictures on the scorecard, right?
It,
27 to 26, they beat the Commanders, who are like what, 2-9. Commanders take them to overtime, and the Broncos get a little lucky, if you will.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell them what happened in this?
Well, I mean, we could say lucky, but if we're being honest, like they didn't look great, and they haven't looked great in a lot of their wins. They're 10-2, but they're not convincing anyone of greatness here yet. But I mean, you got to give the defense credit. They hung around. You got to give Bo Nix credit. He was all right. And yeah, the Washington Commanders, they're what 3-8 coming in. They really have nothing to lose in overtime by going for two. Try and steal that win from a 9-2 Broncos team, and it just didn't work out. So they tried to go for two and they lost. They lost by one. Broncos go to 10-2. Commanders, they know their season's been over for a few weeks now, and this kind of just cements it really.
Yeah. Broncos hit the double digits
Yeah, they do.
after winning 9 in a row. So kudos to you, Broncos. Keep crushing. Knock those Chiefs out.
My defensive player of the year candidate, Nick Benito, with that swat there to end
I
the
was
game
just
in
gonna
overtime.
say, yeah, your pick for DPOY,
Yeah,
even
man.
though it's probably not going to come to fruition because Miles Garrett's just insane.
Miles
But
Garrett had another sack this past week, so he's at 19 now. So yeah, it's stupid.
we had the over under on 25, and that's what he's got his goal set at. So like,
Hey, that's good.
I
Check
think he's
us out.
gonna,
Yeah, I
I think
think
he's
he'll get
gonna
it.
get it. I think he's gonna
He'll...
get it. You know who is not gonna get it?
Oh, sorry. Can we just mention that this was
No.
we we're not we're now going to be talking about the Patriots game this week because they played the 2-10 Giants and they smoked them.
Yeah.
But the Patriots have won. Was that 9 in a row now for them or 10?
Mm-hmm. I think actually that might be 10.
I think it's 10 for them and it's 9 for the Broncos. This win was
Yeah.
the ninth straight win for the Broncos. So these two teams just tearing up the AFC right now.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Broncos and Patriots.
wild.
What can you do? Well, you know who's not tearing it up right now? It's my Detroit Lions.
No,
It
they
makes
are
me
not.
so depressed. It makes me so depressed. Like how? How?
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
yeah.
Like our fourth down aggression, we're not learning from everything. I think we're like 0-7 in the last two games on trying to convert on fourth down. It ain't working.
That's not
We're
good.
throwing screen after screen. Like, what the fuck? And to top it all off, St. Brown goes down in like the second snap of the game.
Yeah.
The got rolled up on. So he's out for probably a couple weeks now with his ankle. Cleve Raymond left with an ankle injury. So we've literally got Jameson Williams and Isaac Tesla as our two top receivers right now. Brock Wright hurt his neck, so he's gone. For we just lost Laporta. Luckily, we still got Gibbs and Monty and
Now,
Goff, but like, man, like what the hell? And still a little banged up on defense, but man, the
not a good time to
Packers,
be banged up because I need a favor out of you guys this coming weekend against Dallas.
you do, man, but I don't think you're gonna get it. And maybe we'll talk about that later. But
Yeah, for sure.
man, Packers beat us 2 in a row for the first time in like 5 years here. So a little depressing, especially when it's in a division game on
Yeah.
prime time. But man, 4 touchdowns by Jordan Love.
Yeah, like you
Like
said, the Packers sweep the season series against you guys for the first time since 2020. Jordan Love, what a monster. 4 touchdown passes, two critical fourth downs. You know who can convert on fourth down? The Green Bay Packers, buddy.
you
You
shut your
guys should be
mouth.
you guys should be taking some notes or something here.
You know what else shouldn't have happened? That Dontavian Wicks touchdown because can't transfer hands in the middle of the thing and say they maintain possession. Got screwed. And then that timeout
I
that
mean,
was supposedly called before the false start happened that would have backed him up. Also horse shit.
yeah, that I'll give you.
So
That one seemed a little bit sus for sure.
yeah. But again, not the refs' faults. We sucked. Couldn't capitalize. Couldn't convert. Again, drops. Again, stupid screen passes that just get blown up instantly. Our play calling's atrocious, and I'm over it.
So the Packers at 8-3-1 sit in the second wild card spot at the moment. They're currently sixth out of seven teams in the NFC. The Lions fall to 7-5, buddy. They're on the outside looking in still with a
Still,
43% chance of making the playoffs now. Uh-oh.
I guess, like I said, the only saving grace here is that you can win one week and jump like 4 spots, and then
Yeah.
but definitely no more room for error, and it's not getting any easier.
Chicago keeps finding ways to win, and if like I truly do believe you guys are a much better team than the Chicago Bears, but they are 2 games up on you, and so
Mm,
you need some favors. You need them to start losing some football games.
right. Well, great thing that they're playing the Eagles this week. Then there's favor that's going to get cashed. Oh my god.
All right, well, yeah. Speaking of those Bears, this is bullshit. The Eagles get the Black Friday game, so the only game of the day, all eyes on them, and they shit the bed again, 2 weeks in a row. I honestly don't know what happened to our run defense. It used to be top notch, and it seemed like it didn't matter who was running, whether it was Swift or Monongai, they were ripping off chunk gains every time they touched the ball. It was like 8 or 9 yards minimum every rush. 281 yards total on the ground. We don't. The Eagles defense doesn't give 300 yards up on the ground. They just don't. They never have. That ugh, fucking
No
terrible.
run defense, no run offense. You guys suck on the ground.
It's just all aspects of the ground game. Offense,
Fly
you
Eagles fly, I guess. And but too bad your quarterback can't throw the ball either.
fly
So
directly into the ground. Yeah, it was terrible, and you know our defense again wasn't that bad. We made Caleb Williams turn it over a couple times.
mhm.
Le- I don't know what the answer is. It's this all year long. I guess it feels like the 2023 Eagles again. Remember when we started 10-1, shit the bed and lost pretty much every game down the stretch and
Yep.
eliminated first round of the playoffs. That's what this year feels like to me. So
And see, you know what this year feels like to me? It's like the year after you guys went to the Super Bowl last, right? And then you lost both your coordinators.
yeah,
You had that kind of weird year. That's how this year feels like for me for the Lions because the play calling shit. I
yeah,
think you can attest that for the Eagles too. It's like, what
yeah.
are we doing here?
Offensive play calling has been trash for sure. So
Right.
I'd like to see Kevin Patullo lose his job as our offensive coordinator. However, I don't know that that's a change that I want to see made mid-season because it's like, who do you turn to, right?
Yeah, you can't.
You can't really do it, so you just got to ride it out. Eagles are 8-4. They're still a game and a half essentially up on the Cowboys for first in the division. So hopefully they can just hold on to it, man.
White knuckling right to the end here.
Seriously, when it thought it was going to be wrapped up in week 12, basically. So
Yeah, typical Eagles fashion there.
yeah,
Count your chickens before they hatch.
I was doing that 100%. I'll admit it. I was definitely doing that.
Yeah.
That'll teach me.
Well, that's why we play the game, right?
I suppose so.
Just to be disappointed.
All right, man. Well, it's 2 losses in a row for my Eagles. I don't have much else to say about these fucks right now. I just need a win. I need a win this coming week. The Eagles are kind of a dumpster fire at the moment, but they're not your dumpster fire of the week this week. So why don't you tell me who is?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bravonians, like we mentioned, it's getting cold outside. So come, gather around the flaming trash can because this week's dumpster fire is burning bright in Western Pennsylvania. And no, it's not the Philly
They're
Eagles.
in Eastern Pennsylvania.
It's the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, the Steelers. Definition of mediocrity. Their fan base loves to remind you, though, that they have 6 rings, as if the last one wasn't old enough to start applying for student loans. You think that with all this history, they'd show even a glimmer of competence today. But nope, this isn't the steel curtain anymore. This is the shower rod of sadness. Just like that limp little rod hanging from your closet. But this offense, let's be real, it's not scaring anyone except for their own defense because every time they take the field, the defense realizes that there's not enough cardio that could ever prepare them for the amount of time they have to spend on the field each game. And,
Correct.
and speaking of that offense, my God, watching the Steelers move the ball is like watching someone try to butter toast with a pool noodle. It just doesn't work. Every drive feels like watching a high school dance. Like everyone looks awkward. Nobody knows how to
Oh,
score. And
oh,
there's always that old chaperone in the corner just glaring at everyone. So that offense could have a short field, 2 timeouts, a running start, and hell, even divine intervention. And they're probably still going nowhere. Every Steelers game feels like someone just took a highlight reel and was like, reverse, rewind this, no good. So my question to you then is how the hell does Arthur Smith still have a job?
it's a great
Like this
question.
this guy just stinks at almost every facet of being an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
The run game sucks, their passing game sucks. Proved it time and time again, especially in Atlanta.
He got
Wasted
run
all the
out of
talent.
Atlanta last year. Yeah.
Yeah, wasted all the talent that they had there.
Yeah.
So could you imagine this team though if they didn't have Chris Boswell? Like I'm convinced that they would probably get shut out like almost every game.
Yeah. They'd have no offense.
Like, how do you go out in the off season? You land a big fish like DK Metcalf. You're like, oh, okay, great. We're finally starting to build up this room. You draft Caleb Johnson, that looks mint. He sucks. Doesn't even sniff the field after he fumbled in like the first game he played.
Yep.
Didn't even have a quarterback at the time. And then Pickens says, I want out. Trade him to Dallas. Next thing you know, you're bringing Aaron Rodgers, who's like 59, 60 years old. Looks like it every week after getting beaten up.
Yeah.
But you literally have this ragtag bunch of idiots that can't catch a ball to save their lives. Like Pickens has more receiving yards than all of them combined, I'm pretty sure. Like, are you kidding me?
It can't happen.
Like, the best part of this offense is watching Aaron Rodgers get lit up every game. I love it.
Yeah.
I saw this meme. He said, looks like he just robbed Kevin McAllister's house.
It does look like
He
it.
just had like a band-aid across his
Look like the
nose.
wet bandit for sure.
Yeah. But man, let's be real. Like the playbook, I feel like it's just a stack of sticky notes. It's like, try something, maybe. I don't know. Like, let's be real. The identity, non-existent.
Yeah.
Excitement, hardly. The only thing worth watching on this team is the defense, and even then, they has to be mutually released. Like Darius Slay's like,
Darius
I'm out.
Slay, I'm out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised TJ Watt signed an extension. Like this team is just bad. They're getting old. That's half the
Yeah.
problem, right?
Yeah.
But let's be real. Steelers fans love to brag about how they've never had a losing season, especially under Mike Tomlin. But at this point, it is just Tomlin hitting the simulation. Feels like he's just hitting that up, up, down, down BA right to his 9-8 every year.
Yeah.
Like this is the definition of just doing enough to not get fired.
The old 9-8 cheat code.
Right? If it wasn't for a lot of weak AFC teams, though, like over the years, I think this guy would have been fired long ago. Like, how could he not? Like,
He's
he's
quiet
not
quitting. That's just the bare minimum. It's
right.
9-8
Like
every year.
just enough to be relevant. But
Yeah.
like we said, this team doesn't score points. They file missing persons reports for them. The red zone offense is ranked. Please don't look. And
Pretty
watching
much.
them, yeah, and trying to watch them convert third and long is basically like the reenactment of the Oregon Trail, except everyone dies before the river crossing.
Everyone dies of dysentery.
They're like, just we're out,
Yeah.
we're out. So you want to talk about tradition? The new Steelers tradition is simple: wave your terrible towels. The defense keeps it close. Offense does absolutely nothing. Tomlin stares into the void, and Steelers Twitter detonates like a gas leak in the fireworks factory. This team is terrible. They stink. And that, my friends, is your dumpster fire of the week. Don't you think? Like the Pittsburgh Steelers are really the only team that can make 13-10 feel like a punishment. Like you actually, like, not that you can go 13-10, but man, could you imagine having to watch like that many games of the Steelers? I'd blow my brains out.
Their latest loss is like a microcosm of their season. Their last couple of weeks is like a microcosm. They're just mediocre at best. They're perfect. This past week is a perfect time to put them in
Oh,
as the dumpster fire.
man,
Absolutely.
like
Great,
they are
great
just
choice.
awful to watch.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand how everybody could like be like, oh great, it's football day. Let's watch some Steelers football, baby.
No, they earned the right to be cooking in the fire this week.
Absolutely. Definitely not part of Brooksee's beauties.
No,
Why don't
no.
you tell us who is, my friend?
My friends, I've got a couple of Brooksy's beauties for you this week. Traylon Burks and Brock Bowers.
Whew.
Both of you guys get in here, hug it out. I need to dab me up something like this was wicked. I'm a huge fan of you guys both. I was already a fan of Brock Bowers before this. But
Right.
Traylon Burks, yeah, we don't hand out flowers lightly on this pod. We give them out when they're earned. And this week, two guys earned their bouquet. First up, Traylon Burks. These guys had a rough ride, let's be honest. He's
Mhm.
bounced around the league a little bit. He hasn't really been able to earn himself a regular role anywhere. But Traylon woke up on Sunday and said, you know what? I'm done being a trivia answer. And then he went out there and he pulled off a touchdown catch so disrespectful, so physics adjacent, that I'm pretty sure Isaac Newton woke up in his grave like, bro, that's not how gravity works. This man has been through more labels than a clearance rack. He was wide receiver
Truth.
three, wide receiver four, project, maybe likes cardio. He just he hasn't been able to stick anywhere. But this week he made the catch. He even got the
Oh,
attention of OBJ. He pulled an OBJ and then he got the attention of OBJ, tweeted at him almost immediately. This is the one, this type of catch, it forces fans to squint at the screen. It forced me to squint at the screen and like, wait, is he good? Like he's proof that sometimes all it takes is one catch to redefine the narrative.
well, it's crazy about Traylon too, is like such unreal expectations right from the start. The Titans trade away AJ Brown to get Burks,
Yeah.
like the mystery box, you know. Boat's a boat, but a mystery box could be anything.
Could even be a boat.
But the point is here, like unreal expectations right from the start, never lived up to it, always hurt. And it's funny because when I watched him come to college, I was like, man, this guy reminds me of Megatron. He's big, he makes crazy catches, and then just could never figure it out. So,
Yeah.
Traylon, I'm going to do you one better. You nasty.
He gets a Brooksee's beauty and an OU nasty. How about that?
What a week.
But then there's Brock Bowers,
Oh,
the
yeah.
NFL's resident, one of the NFL's resident cheat codes for sure. Like this dude moves like the game forgot to patch the tight end position. He's the guy you create in Madden, and then you feel guilty that he's so good that he's overpowered. So you tone his attributes back down a bit because it's too easy. Like the man is basically a fridge with turbo boosters. His touchdown grab this week was so not fridge like at all. This is finesse at its
Mhm.
best. It literally looked like it looked fake for a second. Like the way the ball almost hit the turf and his left hand, probably his offhand, because most guys are right hand. I don't know if he's left handed or not, but the way his left hand somehow corralled this ball basically on the turf and pulled it in as he's falling and twisting because the pass is behind him. Just unbelievable concentration and focus and effort and skill. Holy shit. And I mean, last year, like we know what this kid did last year.
Mhm.
Shattered rookie tight end records. Now he's kind of building on it each week. He's more than just a safety valve, which a lot of tight ends are in a lot of offenses, right? But this guy's a matchup nightmare. He's a chain mover. He's a red zone target. Now he hasn't obviously quite produced at the same level this year as he did last year. He's only just over 500 yards receiving and only 3 touchdowns this year. But on a team full of question marks, Bowers becomes the constant. He's reliable. He's productive. When the lights come on, he delivers. What do you have to say about Brock?
Well, his stats are down because he missed some time with his knee, but man,
Yeah,
this guy's a reception monster. Like he's like the Amon Ra of tight ends. Like
yeah,
you
they
could
just
throw
feed
him
him.
kind of anywhere. He's gonna make the catch. And yeah, that touchdown was filthy and had me sweating because I was playing against him in fantasy. And all I needed was a win to lock up the playoffs. And I got it. But man, he made me sweat.
Stuck on the 2-10 Raiders. You know what it feels like? It feels like Shohei Ohtani when he played for the Angels.
Right?
Like just doing godly things, and then the Angels still lose. Like,
Right. Oh, Angels.
but yeah. So why these two get the beauty this week? Traylon Burks reminds us that redemption isn't just a storyline. Sometimes it's real. And Brock Bowers, he's the definition of consistency mixed with upside, the kind of player that you see things like this from and then start to expect it regularly, even if it looks like he's breaking physics when he does it. So here's to Traylon and Brock. One reminding us that comeback stories slap, and the other reminding us that tight ends are slowly evolving into Marvel characters. So
It's actually insane what tight ends are doing these days. Like
honestly,
they
man,
used to just be the big dumb blocking dummy, and now these guys are better than most receivers.
we due to copyright reasons, we can't show you these two catches, the two clips, but maybe we'll see if Harrison can maybe link them at the end of the video or something.
Put them in the description or something.
Or something, yeah. If not, go and look them up. Traylon Burks, Brock Bowers, touchdown catches this week. Just stupid. You'll have to rewatch them several times because you're like, how? How did these guys do this? But there it is this week. Brooksy's Beauties celebrating the best plays of the week and occasionally exposing players committing fraud against the laws of motion.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, why don't we move on? Dude, we've got some crazy matchups coming up in week 14,
Yeah, we do.
and it could end some people's seasons and it could propel you into some greatness. Why
What do
don't
we
we start
got?
with the Thursday nighter?
Yeah, we got a Thursday nighter. That's a
And
banger, and I can't
I've
wait for
already preluded to this.
it. Yeah.
I'm not excited. We're playing some of our worst football
Yeah.
against a team that's playing some of their best football
And
right
you're
now.
so injured.
So injured, especially offensively. Defense are not too bad, but still missing Kirby Joseph, I'm pretty sure. Half our O line is banged up. And
Kind of the
Frank,
opposite of last year because you failed last year when your half your
I
defense
know,
was out injured. So
I know what is going on here.
yeah.
But like I said to you, we couldn't even stop Dontavian Wicks and Christian Watson. How the hell are we going to stop CD and George Pickens?
Probably you're not.
You don't.
You're just gonna have to keep up
So
with the firepower on the offensive side. And
Amir
I'm
Gibbs is going to have to go for like 400 yards on this game and
yeah,
just carry us the whole time. But luckily for the Lions, they don't lose 2 games very often in a row. And this game is at home. They're 3-point favorites, probably only because it's at home.
yeah.
So there's a little bit of saving grace here. And I think we got to see them get a little bit desperate. Like I said, there's only 5 games left in the regular season. You're on the outside looking in. There's no time like the present, boys. Let's go.
It's almost desperation time for both teams, actually. I think a
Mm-hmm.
loss almost effectively ends the season of both these teams. The Cowboys and the Lions will be in a lot of trouble if they hit that six loss mark
Mm-hmm.
at this point.
Especially with what the West teams are doing, and
Yeah.
even the NFC North, like the Packers, the Bears are right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it doesn't look too promising.
I need a favor. Please, Lions, knock off the Cowboys and give the Eagles a little bit of breathing room atop the NFC East. Please.
Ugh, gross.
All right, man, let's move into Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for this one. Not really excited to watch the Steelers play, but I'm just excited to see how this plays out because the Ravens have battled back to a tie for the division lead with the Steelers. They're both sitting at 6-6. So a couple
Mm-hmm.
of 500 teams leading their division. Nothing, really to write home about, but division battles are always good, and I'm just kind of anxious to see how this plays out. Could be a defensive battle. These ones usually are just a knockdown, drag out sort of slugfest.
Yeah.
The winner's going to go to 7-6 and be one game in front in the division standings.
Yeah. Well, the Ravens got a little embarrassed last week to a team
Yeah.
that they probably should have beaten, right?
Yep.
Steelers, I don't think had any chance against the Bills, let's be real, but
No.
Steelers are going to be embarrassed too. But again, I think the Ravens are going to get it done. They're just a much better team,
Yeah.
and they're going to look to rebound here to take over first place.
I
So
would agree with that.
go Ravens.
And we got another battle of two teams tied atop their division. The Colts and Jaguars, both 8-4, tied for first in the AFC South. All of a sudden, the Colts have watched their pretty healthy division lead evaporate, buddy. What are you thinking is going to happen here?
It's kind of interesting what's happening with the Colts right now. And I mean, let's be real. I feel like they were playing a little above what everybody expected, but I mean, they're in prime position here. There's even though you've lost, a couple in a row here, there's no need to panic. I think you're still firmly in control. You've got Jonathan Taylor. Your defense is a low P, although Sauce Gardner got hurt last game. I haven't heard any more about his status. So, but the Jaguars are one of these teams that I'm not super convinced are really as good as what their record shows, but they've been playing some inspired football over the last couple of games. So it'd be interesting to see how how this game shakes out and if they can contain Jonathan Taylor, because that'll be the key to victory.
Trevor Lawrence has strung a couple of decent starts together now, and the Jaguars defense is actually better than, you don't hear a ton about them.
They're moderately
But
okay.
well, that's it. But the fact that you don't hear a ton about them is actually a good thing, right? Because you're
Mhm.
not hearing about any huge blunders they're making either. So they're kind of getting the job done when they have to. Yeah, this Colts team, they've kind of, and that's the benefit of stacking wins early in the year when you're hot, right? Like you can afford to, if you're battling some injuries or some inconsistent play down the stretch, at least you've got those wins from earlier on to kind of fall back on if you lose a couple in a row. But yeah, they can't really afford to keep dropping games here.
Absolutely. Well, another team that can't afford to drop any more games is the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's true.
And I think a game that a lot of people are looking forward to, Joe Burrow versus Josh Allen. Two of the elites going toe to toe in Buffalo.
Yeah, two of the premier quarterbacks in the league. This is going to be great. But you say the Bengals can't afford to drop one. I don't know that the Bills can afford to drop one either at this point. 8-4,
That's
but they're
true.
two back of the Patriots, 2.5 back actually of the Patriots in the division. So if they lose this week to the Bengals, they drop three back of the Patriots down the stretch. It's pretty much done at that point. Like they got to keep pace here.
Wouldn't it be wild, man? Like if like, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Eagles all miss. Like it'd be wild.
Be a fucked up year.
It would. I
I,
don't
I
understand what's
I'd
going
be
on.
really curious to see who makes the Super Bowl out of if those teams aren't in the mix.
Right?
Crazy.
Be the Ravens.
Yeah, probably
Dang.
the
Well,
freaking Jaguars.
one game that's got massive, massive implications and kind of hope for a tie in this one.
Another
The
division
Bears,
battle.
Bears versus the Packers. And I mean, it's kind of this game's kind of a lose-lose for the Lions because even if they win,
Yeah,
they're still up against it because one of these teams has to win. And if the Bears go to 10-3, they still got a 2-game lead on the division. And yeah, it'll be really interesting. But I think typically Packers have owned the Bears.
yeah, and it's in Green Bay, so it's at Lambeau in the cold. I think favors Green Bay a little bit.
You would think
I think
home
theoretically,
field advantage is usually key. And I mean, I
yeah.
think Packers are going to be pretty jacked up after beating the Lions last week and, you know, got a
And
lot
like,
to
can we
prove.
just be honest with each other here for a sec? The Packers are a much better team than the Bears, even though they're
Hmm,
Technically a game back of them.
I would agree.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ben Johnson's got that Bears team playing some pretty inspired football, going tarps off in the locker room.
Fuck yeah.
What is this? Dan Campbell punches holes in the wall. Ben Johnson takes his tarp off and gets the team all
Just
jacked up.
flexes on his guys, yeah. Give me a score prediction for that one, Bears Packers.
I think it'll actually be fairly low scoring. Both defenses are pretty good. I haven't seen what the conditions are going to be, but let's go 14-10 Packers.
Wow, really low scoring. Okay.
Mhm.
Just a battle. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I want to say the Packers will win by a couple scores here. I think we'll go 27, I think 27-17.
That's fair. Well, I can't pick anything right this year except for my locks. So,
True enough. Okay, man, Texans Chiefs. I'm gonna get your score prediction for this one first, but let's talk about this because those Texans are rolling right now,
mhm.
facing a reeling Chiefs team, and I think the Texans, if they win this, they go to 8-5, still right in the mix for the AFC South, and the Chiefs, if they lose, to go to 6-7, season's probably done. No,
I would agree. I think 7 losses is a death sentence, especially in the AFC when you got like the Colts, the Jags, even the Texans are right there. Chargers are up there. Broncos are up there. Like Bills, like there's just no room for error here.
too many teams to climb over, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, especially if you lose to the Texans, you literally have no cards in your back pocket to say, well, we've got a tie break. You're done. Like you're absolutely done. So we're going to see a desperate Chiefs team, but you want a score prediction? 24-14 Texans.
I love that. Let's go, CJ. So the Chiefs are 6-6. They are 10th out of 16 teams in the AFC right now, currently sitting with, according to NFL.com, a 33% chance of making the playoffs. You love to see it.
You love
The
to see it, but
Chiefs dynasty is over.
the Chiefs are like Dumb and Dumber, though. You're saying there's a chance.
I think they're going to lose this game too. I think the Texans come in and the defense shows up. I'm going to say this one's a little bit lower scoring. I'm going to say 21. I'm going to say 21-15 Texans.
15.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, man.
Go Texans.
Yeah, go Texans and go Birds. The
Chargers. Oh,
Eagle. Fuck
oh,
off.
we weren't on the same page there.
We were not. We missed it by that much. Yeah. The Birds, the Eagles roll into the Chargers play at SoFi too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do, eh? Yeah.
Yep.
So Eagles roll into SoFi. 8-4 Eagles versus the 8-4 Chargers, the Monday nighter to cap off week 14, buddy. And I'm scared. The Eagles are not playing good ball right now. The Chargers aren't really either, but they're coming
No.
off a pretty solid win last week. And the Dallas Cowboys keep fucking winning. So we got to get this one.
Well, you might have a major advantage here because Justin Herbert fractured his hand last game,
Hmm.
did take surgery,
Yep.
but I don't know what that means for him playing in this game. So you might get a heavy dose of Trey Lance in this one, who hasn't been playing terrible football when he's come in this year. So it'll be interesting to see. But definitely, if there's no Herbert, there's a major advantage towards the Eagles here. So we'll
It's
see.
so it's his non-throwing hand. So yeah,
True.
they're calling him day to day. He may not play. It would be great if he didn't. The Eagles really need this, but again, it's one of those things where it's like you don't want to you want to beat a team at full strength, right? Like you
Yeah,
want to be able to beat the Chargers and say, yeah, we beat Herbert and the Chargers.
true.
To say that oh, we're a good team and we deserve this, we belong here. So
Yeah, but you
yeah,
can't control when you're going to play them. So
no,
it's not
no,
on you guys per se. But
no.
hey, if
So
Herbert's not in there and you guys don't take care of business, it wasn't meant to be.
right, right. So, and it's important to get this one too because of the short week. Obviously, the Eagles playing on Monday night.
Hmm.
Next weekend they go back to Sunday slate, so the bit of a short. It's only by one day, obviously, but it's a short week, so you don't want to go into that with a loss, especially a third straight loss.
All this time of year, every day off matters.
So the evil, yeah, the
The
Eagles,
Eagles.
the evils, the Eagles desperately trying to hang on to first place in the NFC East now with a charging Cowboys team. So, hey, see what I did there? Charging Cowboys. They're playing the Chargers.
Oh, yeah, good
Forget
one.
it. All right, man. Let's move
I'm
on. Let's
glad you
finish.
crack yourself up.
I've amused my. God, I'm funny. I love myself. All right, man. That's our week 14 hype games that we're looking forward to this coming week. A bunch of division matchups, a bunch of should be really good games. Can't wait.
Hmm.
We're into the final third of the schedule now, so things are heating up for sure. So it's getting harder and harder though to pick our locks and dogs. Let's move into our locks and dogs. And if you somehow are still alive in your survivor pools, then good on you, Bravonians, because we are not. This past week, we both picked the Rams. We're both done.
Yep.
But if you do happen to still be alive, we got a couple picks for you that we think are going to work out. So Calvo, I see that you have gone to 11-2 with your locks record this year with that
If only I
Seahawks.
didn't take my lock last week for the survivor pool.
That's right. Probably should have done that.
10.5 point favorites make me sick. You know what's
You-
crazy though? This might be the first time all year where both of our dogs and our locks hit.
I think it is actually first time where all four of our picks hit. Yeah, we'll take that.
Hell
Look at us
yeah.
getting good by week
What a
14
what a
finally.
win. What a win. All right,
So
well tell me.
yeah, you're 11-2. You picked the Seahawks last week.
Yep.
You asking me to go first?
Yeah, you're 10-3. Loser goes first.
Well, I won last week with my Jags pick. Yeah, let's see if I can get to 11 wins. I'm going to take the Rams over the Cardinals. I think, you want to say
Dicey.
it's well, you want to say it's a layup, but the Rams also lost to the Panthers last week, so who knows? But I do think they bounce back against the Cardinals this week and get the job done.
Nice. Well, yes, I am 11-2. I took the Seahawks last week,
Yep.
easily handed the Minnesota Vikings. This week, I'm going to take the Bucks over the Saints.
Ooh, okay.
Division game. Baker hates the Saints. Let's go, Baker.
Can you imagine if Tyler Shuck just like balls out all of a sudden, and beats up on those injury-riddled
Well,
Buccaneers?
he can chug
Crazy
off.
upset. He can what? Is that like a play on his last name you were trying to make there?
Yeah.
I liked it.
Uh, disgusting.
Oh man, that's good. Okay, man.
Well,
So,
you know what?
yeah.
My
What?
my dog record is nothing to brag about.
It's piss
I'm
poor.
4-9.
It's piss poor.
I've got no chance of catching you here unless something. No, I can't even catch you.
No.
I took the Cowboys last week though,
Yeah.
and they rolled.
Finally back in the win column in your dogs. Yeah.
I'm gonna get bold with it because
Oh.
who cares? I'm gonna take the Bengals over the Bills.
What if you got to lose at this point,
What have I
right?
got to lose? I'm basically the Bengals at this point.
Joe Burrow back and the Bengals roll over the Bills. Wow, that's a pick.
It
It's an
is a
interesting
pick,
one.
and I think they're 6 point dogs, so it'll make it even better. Joe Burrow though has owned the Bills.
You might qualify for 2 points in your 2 wins in your
You're gonna
dog
give me a
column if
double,
you.
a double win if that one pulls off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
sure.
Well, of course I won yet another dogs pick last week. I moved to 10-3 with my dogs record
Hmm.
this year. I can't lose, dude. I can't
It's
lose.
true.
Pick
It's
those
weird.
Jets. They somehow pulled it out against Atlanta. So I picked the Jags last week as my lock. I'm picking the Jags again this week, but this time they're my dog. They are hosting the Colts. The Colts are, I think, 3-point favorites. So I think the Jags get it done at home and take firm control of that division.
First place and the underdog. Crazy. Funny
I'll
how
take
that works.
I'll take it.
Hey, anything can happen
Yeah,
any given Sunday.
that's
So
that's exactly it.
those are our locks and dogs for the week. And Bravonians, I think that's going to wrap up this week's episode. Unless, Brooks, you got anything else to talk about?
No, I just I want the Bravonians out there that are listening in or watching to get at us with your weekly locks and dogs and
Hmm.
and and who you think looks good going into week 14. Hit us up with some comments.
We know you're listening. Don't be
Fuck
afraid
yeah.
to talk to us.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
okay.
Don't be
But
shy.
if you have made it all the way through the dumpster fire,
Calvo doesn't bite that hard. It's fine.
oh, little nibbles. But yes, if you've made it all the way through the dumpster fire, the beauties, and whatever the hell the Packers are doing to my Lions, congratulations. Survived more chaos than most AFC teams right now.
Yeah, seriously. And if you're still here, you're built different, straight up. You're basically playoff eligible at this point.
Right. Unlike the Steelers.
Oof. Unlike the Steelers for sure. Had to get one more dig in there before we go, eh?
Absolutely. The fire's still hot, man. And like I said, it's cold outside. And just let's be real. It felt right. I'm just trying to be honest. But hey, you enjoyed that show. Hit that like button, like Aaron Rodgers getting hit in the pocket.
Oof.
Smash subscribe so you don't miss next week's circus and ring that bell like you're Chris Boswell carrying the entire Steelers franchise on his back.
Steelers just catching all kinds of strays this episode. I love it. In addition to that, drop your Week 14 takes in the comments. Like we said, tell us who your dumpster fire is. Tell us who your beauties are. They don't have to be Brooksee's beauties, but they can be Bravonian's beauties. I like that.
Hey,
And tell us tell us why Calvo's wrong about basically everything he says.
hold on. Basically,
Well, listen, man, I just give people the truth. They respect honesty.
yeah. Well, they obviously respect illusion too, and that's why the Eagles fans exist.
Wow, dude. Wow. That's we were so close to ending this thing nicely.
Hey, just got to keep it balanced and regular for people. I mean, kind of yin and yang, right? Lions and disappointment go hand in hand.
And on
I,
that
I get a little
motivational note,
cranky when I'm disappointed, you know?
apparently. And on that motivational quote, Bravonians, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate every single one of you, honestly.
Absolutely. And of course, for Brooksee, I'm Calvo. Peace
Peace.
out.